This is a true story. This actually happened. Last week, I pick up Joaquin Benoit off waivers. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to drop him and pick up Hector Neris because somebody picked up Hector Neris. And then they dropped him. So now I'm in a conundrum because Joaquin Benoit was named the closer today. Oh, silly me.
Right.
Tony Del Grosso is here. I'm Adrian Fecke. We're here to discuss my fantasy baseball debacle and just this whole week in general. First week is in the books. How are the Phils looking?
Actually, overall, pretty good. I kind of am in the same boat. Your Neris Gomez debacle. I flip back and forth between them two on my fantasy team. We all knew that Gomez wasn't going to last long. We figured May, June. I don't think any of us predicted it to be quite this early. Mm-hmm. But I did think most of us thought Neris would be the next guy up.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
We were talking. So did I, to be honest. But looking back on it, I guess we could have predicted otherwise. Let's pause on the team to be traded. If Benoit looks good in the ninth inning, he's going to be slightly more valuable to teams. Even though Benoit has a long history in the major leagues, teams know what they're getting from him. Bottom line is his value will increase slightly, ever so slightly.
Yeah.
If he does look good in the ninth inning for a couple months. So that's why they're doing that. Would I rather Neris get his shot? Yeah, but Neris will still get his shot eventually, probably in the second half of the year. So,
and that's something that Pete McCannon was saying today. Like his exact quote was, let me see if I pull this up. Where is it? God damn it. Where is it? Okay. I don't want to put any unnecessary pressure on Neris for the time being. He had such a good year last year and is pretty valuable where he's at right now. He will most likely close at some point in his career. His time will come. So that's Pete McCannon's quote.
There you go. I didn't even know he said that quote, to be honest. So that makes sense. Yeah. And, well, I'll let you know. So you go ahead.
Well, I mean, you pointed out Gomez. Like, this was going to happen eventually. We all knew it. He's a contact pitcher. Your closers, they throw hard, shit like that. We know this. Gomez had a 19 ERA in September last year, and that's kind of, gone on here. Well, it's translated to the first week of this season. Gave up a 2-run shot on opening day. Phillies still hung on to win. Gives up a 3-run shot against that was yesterday. So and it's like so he's done. He's going to probably be the 6th, 7th inning guy. I guess they'll put Neris in the 8th. They'll keep him there, and Benoit is your guy in the 9th. Now, just play devil's advocate. I'll throw this point out there. What about Neris, just not only needing that experience. Well, he doesn't really need it, but I guess I think he could use it. But it's like, remember the point we were talking about last week about the whole trading Neris thing could be a potential option if you choose to go that route. And let's say let's say they go Neris as closer and he's lights out, and there's a trade chip.
Yeah. Well, before I get to that, I do want to say that what Gomez did for the first 4 months last year was kind of remarkable if you really think about it.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Because they were playing musical chairs with closers, and they just finally went to Gomez.
And he was kind of lights out for 4 months. Not lights out, but he was pretty darn good. And for a guy who doesn't have swing, impossible. So really, we all knew his time was coming to be demoted. And to get to Neris, your other point, I think what this actually shows, in my opinion, is that they do actually see him as part of the future. Because, like McCannon said, like we said, he will get his shot. If they were looking to trade Neris, his value obviously would get a lot higher if he were close. He's never proven it. A lot younger than Benoit. So you could conceivably get more back for him in return than you would for trading Benoit. But again, this shows me that they do think he is at least potentially part of the future. I think he's just 27.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's 27. He's got a And also,
I was just gonna throw out numbers on Benoit because like we're talking about Neris, but Benoit has actually been a pretty steady guy over the last 5-6 years.
Yes.
Over the past 7 seasons, 2.4 ERA, 0.98 WHIP. So, and he's about to turn 40. He's still throwing in the mid 90s. He's still bringing it up there.
Yeah. That's an excellent whip.
Yeah,
for any guy.
Yeah.
He's, to me, been underrated as an eighth inning guy.
He's been very underrated. I feel like he's a guy that's more of a setup guy though, because like whenever he gets kind of put in that closer role, I feel like he struggles. But as an eighth inning setup guy, he's perfect.
Yeah, and if he does struggle, Neris might not even necessarily be next in line. They might go with Nishik for the same reason that they're probably.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
So.
All right, so we're like, it's whatever with the veterans. I mean, I'd rather have Neris be the closer, than the veteran there, Benoit. But we're seeing in the quarter outfielders, Michael Saunders, Howie Kendrick. So we're moving on to this topic now. And I know last week you were pissed that your boy Aaron Altherr was not getting a shot. And now Howie Kendrick, he's out there smoking the ball. He's hitting over 400.
He is. Kendrick has easily been the best offensive player for them this year. I mean, it's been 6 games. Saunders has also kind of been picking up a little bit lately. And yeah, it does kind of irk me because part of me thinks that they should trade Kendrick now because his ceiling, his stock is going to be higher. I feel like he's just going to go downhill from here. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I just feel Altherr needs to play. And when I say play, I mean every day at bats. That's huge for a guy his age, really for any guy at that level. It's not just about being there. You need to get at bats every day. He's just not going to grow sitting on the bench. I think he has like 6 at bats this year, I think. If Saunders is, like I said, Saunders is kind of picking it up a little bit, but if Saunders doesn't look like the player of the first half of last season, then I think at least Altherr will be getting some starts against left-handers consistently to replace Saunders and Wright. But yeah, right now Kendrick is doing exactly what the Phillies signed him to do: provide a professional bat in the middle of the lineup, and hopefully entice somebody to trade for him. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Bat in the middle of the lineup.
I hate that term, professional hitter. I get what the concept is, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, I remember during the trade deadline last year, with Matt Klentak, and he was saying that, if playing the veterans is what's going to win games, they want to win games. That's like what he wants to do. Okay? He wants to win the present. It's like it's a little strange. You think you want the young guys?
Yeah. I think that's more talk than anything. I think realistically they can care less what their record is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's never too early to, at least get the winning attitude, so to speak, that the culture. Get into Sixers talk here and culture, but I don't know. We'll see. It's still very early.
Yeah. Let's talk about that 12-run first inning off Jeremy Guthrie. Is he still married to that hot ass wife? Is he still with that chick?
Who? I don't.
Jeremy Guthrie.
Did
he's like dating like a supermodel or something? He's like married to a supermodel. Anyway, 12-run first inning. Your boy Kendrick with the 3-run bases clearing triple to highlight the frame.
Oh, he froze.
I froze. Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on the inning? Dude, that was incredible. They scored 12 runs. They won 17-3.
So I actually caught a decent amount of that game, and hit after hit, I'm just sitting there laughing, and partly because it's just funny that Jeremy Guthrie's even still pitching for a major league team. He obviously didn't belong out there. The guy has never been more than a 5th starter really for any team he's been with, and he was basically emergency call up for them. When Joe Ross got hurt. When I say call up, I mean from AAA. He's almost 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder, so they scored 17 runs. And I feel like they're barely going to score 17 runs the rest of this month.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going through my hot mind. It's like, all right, they scored 17 runs. Are they even going to score 17 runs this week? Probably
I realistically probably not.
not.
Well, you want to do an over/under on that? Actually,
if the over/under was like, dude, 17 runs is like a realistic option.
for the rest of this week, it actually is realistic.
Yeah, yeah. I would say they're going to go under.
But yeah, I mean, in reality, it was great. It was one of those, we're all catching nut from time to time.
Yeah.
It really kind of happens to every team on both sides. I'm sure they're gonna get beat, 18-2 one of these days this year. So, but to me, what was actually most encouraging about that game, more than the 17 runs, was how Noah looked. His line at the game wasn't anything overly spectacular, but if you actually saw him pitch, on his pitches that you hadn't seen since the first half of last season, which to me is huge, because if Aaron Nola looked like the guy in the second half of last year, then there's major concerns, because the guy who pitched in the second half of last year didn't really belong in the major leagues, whereas the guy who pitched in the first half of last year looked like a potential number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
And he looked closer to number 2 and 3 on Saturday. So that was very encouraging.
Now, I didn't watch much of the game after they scored the 12 runs. I kind of shut it off. But so you look at the stat line: 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks. Now, I want you to explain to people why sometimes the stats in the box score, why they don't really always reflect what you see on the mound.
Well, I will say that statistics show a more accurate representation than football or baseball or hockey even. But at the same time, there's still the seeing eye singles. There's still line drives that hit right at guys.
Yeah.
There's still bad defense that doesn't show up as errors. So yeah, stats, over the course of a season, over the course of a career, certainly tell the story. But in this particular night, Nola looked a little better than his line did, even though his line wasn't bad. I mean, it was still a good, solid line, but I mean, he didn't dominate. Don't get me wrong; he didn't look fantastic, but he looked much better than he had at the end of last year. So
yeah, I mean, it's like, I've seen performances where pitchers they'll go 7 innings with 1 earned run, and I'll see them really get hit hard, but the balls are just getting hit at people, and that's just the luck of the thing, just the luck of the draw. So yeah, it's baseball. That's what it is. And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, in terms of statistics, I mean, baseball is the creme de la creme when it comes to stats, and I'm not a big stats guy. But when it comes to baseball, like that's the one sport where it's legit. But football stat, like people come at me with football stats all the time. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Stats don't mean anything to me. But baseball, it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, okay. You can even say like the traditional stats of baseball, they don't matter anymore, like RBIs, shit like that.
Right.
Wins and losses, you could, shit like that.
RBI, yeah, they don't have as much weight as they used to, for sure.
Yeah, but over the course of a 162 game season, obviously your batting average is what it is. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's actually some argument out there with sabermetrics and analytics, whatever you want to call it, that
BABIP, the batting average.
For a long time, batting average was considered like, who cares? We don't even look at that. But now there's actually some talk where, actually, it's a little more important than maybe we previously thought. So there's kind of a little back and forth on it now. It's interesting. But yeah, overall, teams definitely care more about your on base, your slugging.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. All right. Here's what we'll do. Okay, because I was originally going to talk about Freddie Galvis, but I'll ask this question instead. Who's the Philly that surprised you most this week?
I would probably have to go Freddie Galvis just because of the.
You're still gonna go with him anyway.
I would actually, I'd have to say Kendrick.
Okay.
Because he's not only is he hitting whatever you said. I mean, I think his OPS is well over 1,000. But I mean, he's hitting the ball hard too. These aren't flukes. These aren't grounders that are getting through. He's been barreling the ball up. And I just didn't really expect that. But at the same time, Freddie has 2 home runs again. Again, Freddie is kind of this enigma. He's a guy with a definitely above average to really good glove, and all of a sudden he has this pop. And I feel like John Kruk might be able to, or John Kruk, Matt Stairs might be able to tap into him a little better if he can get that on base percentage up. A guy with his glove who could hit 20 home runs consistently, there'll be a spot for him in the major leagues.
Mm-hmm. But you just can't have that on base percentage of like 270 or whatever it was last year. And yeah, that's just way too low. And it's like 305 this year. So it's like he's got 2 homers already. It's just insane. But the on base percentage remains low. So got to get that up.
Yeah.
My guy, I'll go with Hellickson because he only gave up one earned run over 10 innings. So another good start for him, Jeremy. So going to be traded, hopefully. This year, at least. We'll see. One more thing before we go. Pete Rose is going to be nominated into the Wall of Fame. What do you think about this?
I kind of have a problem with it, not because of the gambling stuff, but because Pete Rose was a Philly for, 2 or 3 years?
It wasn't here that long. Let me see. Let me look it up.
He came to the Phillies in 1980
impact
in the World Series.
Yeah,
but that was. He was also at the tail end of his career there too.
Mm-hmm.
He was still good, but not great. I just feel like I feel like the Phillies Wall of Fame does not have high enough standards, quite frankly. I just don't.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He played 5 seasons in Philadelphia. Came over here when he was 38 years old. All-Star every year except for 1983. 1983, that was, man, he was 42 years old that year. The year of not the Whiz kids, the Wheeze kids, because they were so old. They got to the World Series against the Orioles and they lost. And Pete Rose, the leadoff hitter.
Well, I didn't realize it was that long. I thought it was only like 2 or 3 years actually.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was like 3 or 4. Yeah, I didn't realize it was 5, but.
So I mean, so you want to?
I think he did enough, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's. I don't want to say a PR stunt, but
it is a PR stunt.
It's a guy in an event that's going to sell merchandise and tickets and food and whatever, and they're going to make a weekend out of it and blah blah blah. And whatever. It doesn't really. I don't really care. Teams' Wall of Fames are, unless you're talking about like the Yankees and the Red Sox. I mean, it's like, come on.
Pete Rose hit 325 when he was 40 in 1981. That's incredible.
That's what. Are you're looking at his stats right now, right?
Yeah.
His walks to strikeouts, because I'm pretty sure he has significantly more walks than strikeouts, which is absolutely unheard of nowadays.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 106 and 54 in 1974. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So
does it have his career?
His career is 1566 walks and strikeouts 1143. So 400 more walks than strikeout.
That's incredible. You're probably never gonna see numbers like that again.
Yeah.
The way the game's played.
All right. You got anything else you want to say before we head out? You got any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
All right. So that's it for this show. Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think of the Phillies this week. That 12-run first inning, how awesome was it? Are you guys as pissed about Howie Kendrick doing well as we are? Let us know in the comment section below. Let us know about Pete Rose. Should he be in the Wall of Fame? Whatever you guys want to say, let us know. So that's Tony Del Grosso. I'm Adrian Fedke. We're out. Until next week. Peace.
Have a good one.